So you're running out of closet space. The good news? You don't need to stop shopping. You just need to start selling with The RealReal. The RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. Whether it's that mini bag that can't even fit your phone, or those boots you never fully broke in, The RealReal handles everything from photography and copywriting to shipping and pricing. So you can just sit back, get paid, and make room for things that actually feel like you. And with 10,000 plus new arrivals every single day from top designers like Prada, Celine, Louis Vuitton, and Loewe, all for up to 90% off retail, you're bound to find something perfectly on brand to fill that extra closet space with. Plus, right now, you can get an extra $100 to shop when you sell for the first time. Make room for what feels like you. Go to therealreal.com to start selling and get your extra $100 to keep shopping at therealreal.com. That's therealreal.com. Terms apply.
Hey everybody, welcome to Gender Spiral. We have a really fun... Sorry. That was our ghost, our resident ghost. No, but we have a really fun update from a previous episode with Asher, if you remember that episode. They have started their Barriers to Nourishment. It's a multi-week group therapy focused on eating disorders, getting past that, like nourishing yourself. And they've opened that back up. So I believe it's happening in the fall, and you can hit up their Instagram to look for more information there.
That's amazing. Is that specifically for like trans folks? Is that the idea behind it?
I think it's open to everyone, but I know that they work with a lot of trans folks, and I know that a majority of people who reached out were trans.
Totally.
Or like gender nonconforming.
Totally.
And a lot of what we talked about in that episode was this transmasc urge to essentially over-exercise and starve yourself until you have like a more masculine body, quote unquote.
Anti-fatness is absolutely everywhere. But since that episode, I've really been thinking about how I feel like transmascness is really focused on like taking things away and like shrinking yourself or like tightening yourself, you know, like as if like men aren't soft, right? As men can't be soft. And ever since we did this interview with our current guest today, I've been thinking about like a type of transmascness that like exists like in excess, and that is like soft and that like spills over. And I feel like it's just important to like know that like the transmasc pipeline doesn't have to look like one specific way.
Yes.
I personally, I'm getting breast reduction and not a full quote unquote top surgery because like I kind of love my titties. Yeah. Like, I kind of love them. They're kind of great, but then I'm like, am I like objectifying myself? Because I'm just like sometimes I just look in the mirror, I'm like, hot. That's hot. Like, but I just feel like we need more models of that, of like transmasc folks who are finding different ways that aren't just like going really hard in the gym. Like,
yes. Yeah, you're totally right. It's all about subtracting something from your existence to get to like some sort of like essential,
like a blank slate. It kind of feels like where it's just like I'm bored. Which is totally like, you know, how we think about masculinity, but what else is there? And I feel like our guest today shows us exactly that, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
Am I even queer?
I think I want to take testosterone. I mean, I'm wearing men's underwear right now.
Is that a boy? Is that a girl?
Man, woman, cisgender, transgender, like we're born into language.
Butch, femme, T-girl,
decolonized,
queer, trans, BIPOC,
neurodivergent,
cisgender, heteropatriarchal, capitalist, girl boss,
queer femme, lipstick every day.
T for T, like fag boy relationship.
butch, boyish, and like sprightly.
the softer, more fey.
Oh, but you're so feminine. You're so feminine.
Attraction to a hot T-boy.
I used sexuality to try to understand my gender.
What does it look like for non-binary people to quote-unquote transition?
I was a boy. If I was looking down at the memory, I was a boy.
It's really difficult to look at gender identity head on.
Wait, I think I'm trans.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I use they, he pronouns. I'm a model. I have a podcast.
Wait, what's your podcast about?
Yes, we're called Unsolicited Fatties Talk Back. Basically, like, we go through old advice columns and respond to both the column and also the advice that has been given.
Wow.
And it's all about, like, bodies and fatness and dieting and all these things.
What kind of like magazines or publications are you looking?
Mostly just online. Dear Prudence is the main one that we like go through, obviously. But then we were like, oh, let's do an episode on furniture. So we like found like a random article about someone talking about like breaking a chair as a fat person. And then we were like, okay, we're just going to like go off of this because this is whatever. We want to talk about this, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. That's so interesting. That kind of world is really scary to me. Let me preface all of this. That world, like beauty magazine advice column, feels adjacent to like modeling beauty machine to me in a way that particularly really scares me.
Yeah.
I'm interested about your experience of it. Do you love it? How do you navigate it? Do you...
I definitely like don't love it. What I love about doing the podcast is that, because like you're right, like it is so like I am like feeling this way, and all the articles and stuff that we look at, it's cis women being like, my husband is mad at me because I gained 5 pounds. Like, what do I do? It's 5 of us. I'm the only white person. All of us are trans or non-binary.
Obsessed.
We're all fat. We're like, okay, we're just gonna like stab right into this and like see what comes out.
Oh my God.
I think that's actually what I do enjoy about modeling and like being in that world, is that like I'm not supposed to be there. And so it's like fun because I like walk in and it's like no one assumes that I'm there to model. No one assumes that I'm there to like do what I'm supposed to do. Like no one assumes that I'm there to do what I've been hired to do.
Wow.
It's like,
do you feel a kind of like cool power in knowing that you're the future?
yeah, no, totally. I think so. I feel like kind of like a cockroach. I like go on to set and I'm like, hey, you can't get rid of me. Even if I'm not gonna like book shit for like 4 months in a row, like at some point I will book something again. Like,
oh my God.
I'll be here. I'm so sorry. Like, y'all are on the losing side here. Like,
whoa.
Because like I think people who are like are the ones who have been like historically shut out of these industries. Like there's a reason why like we're still coming back. We're still like people still like want to use us because like we're more interesting than everyone else.
Yeah, definitely.
Not in like a narcissistic way, but like
no.
But, like there's like the standard, right? There's this like this thin cis white standard. It gets boring for people.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, I feel like there's so much more of a push now of like, we want to see ourselves and we're actually asking for that.
Totally. Especially now.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, like, not that we're, like, not post-pandemic, but, like, through the pandemic, I've seen people, I know, rip, but, like, I feel like I really, like, I've seen people, like, through the pandemic gain a lot of capacity to ask for what they need.
Yeah.
That, like, they didn't have before, which is really interesting.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a question that I wanted to ask people, like, what for you has come up in your body during the pandemic, like in having all of this time to sit with yourself?
So at the beginning of the pandemic, I was like obsessed. I was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. As someone with like so much mental illness, I was like, I feel like in regular life, like there's a building on fire and I'm like screaming fire and everyone's just like, what fire? It's fine. And then it was like a pandemic. And so then I was like, oh my God, the fire is back. And everyone was like, oh my God, fire! I was like, wait, I can chill now. Everyone else was worrying about it.
Whoa.
Like, that was like really how I felt for the first few months. I would say like March, April, May.
Yes.
And then June, obviously, everything shifted.
Definitely, yeah. And that was a similar thing of people being like, we have been yelling fire for a very long time, and now everyone's acting brand fucking new about seeing a fire. Yeah.
Exactly. And that was like a different but similar experience for me too, as someone who was like had been engaged in that work for a long time. But also like as a white person, I was like, what I'm supposed to be doing now or what I should be doing now is different than like the first 3 months of the pandemic where I was just like sitting at home doing TikTok dances. I was like literally just like fucking around. And then I feel like now I feel like I am at this point where like August 2020, I like had this really crazy adverse side effect to the testosterone that I was on, and my like spinal fluid stopped draining.
Excuse me? What?
Yes, I know. It's very rare and very uncommon. So I'm fine to talk about it, but I don't usually talk about it because I don't want to discourage people from like going on tea.
Yeah.
Because it's so rare. Like it's a very, very rare side effect.
Yeah, but that just means you'll make one very specific person listening to this so validated feeling.
I know. So basically, like, what happens is, like, your spinal fluid can stop draining, and, like, it fucks up, like, your optic nerve because your brain is, like, it's, like, squishing against your eyeballs.
Yes.
People go, like, blind from this condition. I went to the ER, like, 5 times, and they kept sending me home. The 5th time I was there, I was like, hey, actually, so I'm not going home. Fun fact, I'm going to stay here until you tell me what's wrong.
Oh, my God. Like, wait, they were literally just like, nothing's happening. You're not going blind. Goodbye.
Yeah,
like, your vision is not blurry.
Like, they were like, oh, it's the barometric pressure, probably. Like, your headache will go away. And I was like, no. I disagree. So that was like crazy. So since then, that was like a year and some change ago, a year and a half ago, my body has like been very out of whack, just like physically. And so I've been dealing with a lot of this like disability. I don't know, like it's just like kind of navigating that at the same time as like all these people are out here like clogging up the healthcare system because they won't get vaccinated. And then I'm like having to wait like 4 months to see a gynecologist.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I just have all these like really random like acute health things coming up. Like I have like they found like a 7-centimeter cyst on my ovary.
Oh
and,
my gosh. Yeah, totally.
Just like random life things that come up that like normally would not be that big of a deal. But because everything is virtual, everything takes so much longer now. And so things have been piling up and piling up. And so I really have just had to like test my patience with all of that. And now it's kind of like I'm back to like the fire analogy. Now it's like my parents are like looking at me and being like, fire's in the building. And I'm like, I know. I mean, I can't change the fact that like people aren't getting vaccinated and that like the government has failed. Like I personally can't control
you mean like
that.
they're worried about you with your like health state, and you're like, yeah, I've been worried. I've been worried about me actually, particularly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm so glad this is happening like during a pandemic though, which is maybe like a weird thing to say because I like obviously my care has been like worse probably. But I'm not having like FOMO because it's like, what the fuck else would I be doing?
Yeah.
Might as well spend this like pandemic trying to like, I don't know, fix my cystic ovary and whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for some of us, like life was very chaotic, very overwhelming. I really had the feeling of like I was treading water. I was getting exhausted, but I was really trying to keep it all together. And then with so much space in the pandemic, you're just kind of like, oh, that I was like fooling myself. That was deeply not okay. And I knew it in my heart. And now I have time to sit with that. That's really crazy that, I mean, I'm sure so much will be done about this time, or we'll be like talking about it like old at a bar, being like, and in the pandemic, I got to, you know. But, so with testosterone, did you have to go off of it? What was that like?
So I was on it for 8 months and then I had to stop it. But the thing that was really fucked up about that whole situation was that they thought that I had this condition because I'm fat. Because you can get this. So typically the people who get this condition are women of childbearing age. Sorry, let me go back. Obese women of childbearing age who have like recently gained a significant amount of weight. And so because it was pandemic, I think that there was an assumption that I had gained weight because it was August. And then so I'm out here being like, no, I'm just fat. Like I just, I'm just fat. It's fine. Like, it's fine. I promise you, like this is not something that has changed in the past bit. And I was like, what has changed? And like, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, so like, don't quote me on it, but like, I have been on testosterone for 8 months and it has been a low dose. So like, for it to have built up in my system, like, I feel like 8 months probably would be the marker where if I was going to have some like weird symptom come up.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they'd be like, no. And then I like Googled it and it was like the third search result. So.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes. So.
Oh, that's so fucking annoying.
Yeah. So that was like crazy. So I had to stop that. I had to wear an eye patch for like 2 months. That was sexy as fuck. I'll say it. I looked like a gay ass pirate. It was very much so the vibes.
For your modeling, do you feel like you're photographed as your gender usually?
It really depends. Obviously, for stuff that I do that's like collaborative, like with friends and with colleagues that like I have met along the way, totally, yes. Because like I'm very much so like I'm not going to work with someone unless it's like a paid job. Like I'm not going to work with someone who I'm like, okay, like we all need to make money, so like sometimes there are sacrifices that are made. But like for like more collaborative stuff, like obviously I'm not going to work with people who aren't going to be seeing me in the way that I am or in the way that I feel. Thankfully, yes. I think a lot of times, yes. And then I think that a lot of times, no. But that's okay because I think of it very much so like performance.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, even if I were a cis woman, a lot of plus size clothes are like really ugly. And so I'm like, I wouldn't be wearing these anyways. So like, it's fine. I'm just going to go onto set and I'm just going to like pretend that I'm just like some woman from the Midwest with like 5 kids whose husband fat shames her every day. Like, this is who I am. Like, I am Deborah. Her name is Debbie.
Her name is Debbie.
And her husband like really hates her.
Oh no.
They did like Jenny Craig together and like he lost weight and she didn't.
You saw out testosterone. What was that decision like? I feel like with this podcast, for my own selfish reasons, I started testosterone. I'm looking for info online. All I find are 16-year-olds transitioning with the help of their parents, their community. Someone gave them a grant. They're so happy. They're flossing. Oh I am here. I'm 33. I'm on Reddit. I'm being like, why does my clit hurt? I'm just I need more info. I need more info from the internet, bitch. Like,
no, I know. It's so wild. No, okay. You're so true. Okay. So I agree because I started it and I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. My doctor was like, what changes do you want to see? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Something will change. I don't know. Because I just like growing up and even after I like came out and I was like definitely dressing like more butch, people were always just like, oh, but you're so feminine. You're so feminine. You're so feminine to me. And I'm like, I don't see it, but for sure. So I think it was this kind of thing where like, I was like, I just want to try something. I was on a super low dose at first. Like, I also, for most of my life, like I knew I was trans when I was in high school, but I was a theater person and I went to college for musical theater and it's such a gendered space that I was like, it's fine. It doesn't hurt me to just not come out. So I'm just going to not come out.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. And I did it for like 5 years between when I like realized that I was trans and when I eventually came out, I presented so feminine because I think there's like a lot like that had to do with like my fatness and like being perceived as like desirable and like what it means to be like a fat AFAB person. Like I hate using those terms, but like whatever. I hate it, but it's also like,
wait, what do you hate about it?
Well, what I hate about using AFAB and AMAB is that like it's not real. But like I think in this sense, like it's real. I guess like you could say people who think that they're women, fat women, and people perceived as women. I don't really know how else to say it because it was such like the socialization of like growing up in a fat body and knowing that the only way that I would be desirable would be to be feminine, even as a queer person. Because like I came out as gay when I was like 12.
Wow.
And I was still like, I'm going to be this like really feminine, like queer femme lipstick every day to high school. Like, and I did it really well. I was talking about it to my friend last night. I was like very skilled at like being a femme.
Yeah.
But that also was not true to who I am.
That is so interesting because we have been talking about this a lot of succeeding at femme, succeeding at Masc. So I can look back at photos of myself and be like, okay, like I would kiss her. Like that's not me, but that's like what I was like masquerading as for a while. And I just wanted to feel a little bit of success in my life. I just wanted to do it right. Yeah. Even though it wasn't me at all.
In talking about that, like, I think that I genuinely think that I fail at, like, being masked as a presentation. Like, because I have, like, huge titties and I like wearing, like, pink and bright colors and, like, all this shit. And, like, but that doesn't mean that, like, I don't come across as masked. But, like, to the internet, because we were talking about the internet before, to the internet, there are Reddit threads about me that are like, these are the kinds of people who are calling themselves transsexual now. That is a cis woman, like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, you literally didn't know me before. Like, do you want to see a cis woman? Because, again, I was very successful at it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've got the paperwork, actually.
I have the paperwork. I have the receipts. I have the history for you. So it's like, it's very interesting. Like, but I'm also at a point where I'm like, okay with it. Because I'm like, there's also so many medical barriers to transition when you are fat that like, I'm like, how can anyone actually like critique a fat person on their inability to like pass when like there are actually only 5 surgeons in the United States who would do top surgery on me because of their BMI requirements.
I didn't know this. Know this. Wow.
Yes. There's literally like only 5.
And they're probably private, pay out of pocket. Wow.
Yeah. And like no insurance, like likely they don't have malpractice insurance. Likely it's like, I know. So it's like interesting. And then because of my brain thing, like having to stay on a lower dose of tea and like all this stuff where I'm like, we're all critiquing things that like are feasibly like really out of my control. Yeah. And even if it was my decision, like who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you don't fucking know me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's fine. Just because I'm like a gay ass boy, like that doesn't mean that I'm not a boy.
Confronting high credit card debt can feel scary, but the good news is if you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, financial relief options are now available. National Debt Relief is currently offering debt relief designed to reduce what you owe and put you on the fast track to becoming debt-free. If you qualify for debt relief, you may be able to pay back less than what you owe and save thousands of dollars. Just visit nationaldebtrelief.com. Imagine only paying one low monthly program payment you can afford and saving money as you become debt-free. National Debt Relief has already helped bring debt relief to over 550,000 U.S. consumers, earning thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. You're stronger than your credit card debt. Let today be the day you start turning things around. Take the first step and visit nationaldebtrelief.com to see what debt relief you may qualify for. That's nationaldebtrelief.com.
Big news! Wayfair's tax refund sale is on now. Right now through March 2nd, you can score up to 70% off furniture, decor, appliances, rugs, and more. With fast and easy shipping straight to your door. Plus, amazing flash deals. Shop Wayfair's tax refund sale now to make the most of your refund with huge savings through March 2nd at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so hard with this podcast because the premise is like masculinity, and that's so binary, and it's not actually what I believe.
Yeah.
I do believe in this like more mixed masculine, like a very like soft mask or whatever.
Yeah,
but what
totally.
feels authentically masculine to you, or what, when people point out something about you that they are finding masculine, what feels like euphoric to you?
Oh, the thing that came to my mind is so fucking dumb. But I like, so there's someone that I have been like seeing kind of off and on, like they're married, but like open. And I would say like they're like top, like a top. They're like a top.
Yeah.
I would say like I'm like a bottom. But I would say like getting fucked by this person feels so masculine to me. Like in a way that like I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. Like
Yes.
I don't
Are we
know.
talking gay boy territory?
Exactly.
Yes. Oh my God. Is this going to be the whole podcast? Everyone I've talked to has gotten to like faggy for fag, T for
It
T
really
love
is.
as like the ultimate.
It really is like T for T, Trask for Trask, the transmasc for transmasc, like
Trask.
the Trask for Trask. What can you say? That's what it is.
Yeah, though, like 1,000%. So that's gender euphoric for you.
Totally.
Yeah. Wow.
Totally.
Wow. I love.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's kind of just like girl mode, boy mode. Do you ever
Yes.
switch into like a legible version of yourself? And how does that feel, if so?
I don't.
Like, which bathrooms do you use?
Okay, that's a great question. Would I use the women's bathroom
Mm-hmm.
most of the time?
Yeah.
If there's like a gender neutral bathroom, like that's usually the one that I will use, but
Yeah. You mean so like 1 out of every 6,000 times you'll use that?
Yeah.
You'll use that gender neutral bathroom. That's cool. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I'm like, I cut my hair during the pandemic. So I'm like, I don't even know, like now, like as I am like embracing my like masculinity more, even in my failed state. Because often, if I'm getting catcalled, people will be like, oh, like, is that a boy? Is that a girl? People often think I'm a trans woman.
Oh
like,
my God.
Yeah, I'm like so far wrong. So
Yeah.
bad.
So far wrong, it's looped back around
Loop
to
back
being
around.
close.
It's close-ish, not really.
But honey, no.
No. It's one of those things where I'm like, it'll be interesting, like, if we ever finish the pandemic,
Yes.
to see what will occur.
Yeah, definitely. That happened to me like maybe like a month ago, where I was volunteering and someone that I was helping was like, you're a woman no matter what anybody says.
Yes.
And I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then we realized that they thought I was
reverse trans.
Yes. And I was just like, they were trying to be affirming, and then I was like, that's actually extremely validating. But yeah, I also cut my hair during the pandemic. I wish there was some sort of like breakdown, like an Excel spreadsheet of like what little changes to yourself like affect your gender read to like the normal people of the earth. But
Totally.
hair is huge. I'm like, buzzed hair with a hat on, I was getting sir like every second of every day. People would park their car to like lean out and be like, sir. Like,
oh yeah.
Versus before it was the same thing, but with ladies. It was just like everyone needed to be like, hello, precious woman. It's just like, whoa.
Woman, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like actually, like after I cut my hair, like when I go to restaurants now, I get ladies a lot less.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially because I'm like, my roommate is like a cis guy. And so like, if we're like going out for drinks, we're obviously not going to get ladies.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like one of those things where I'm like, oh, yes, I appreciate this one. That was a good shit. Good shift for me.
From late, I get boss now.
Oh, I love that for you.
It's so funny to me. I just didn't realize that men were out here calling each other boss. I think that's so funny.
God, that's so cute. I love that.
God. Yeah.
That's my dream.
Honestly, same. Okay, did you grow up as like a tomboy, or like you were saying in high school you were super femme, but early on?
Yeah. So interesting, actually. Like when I was little, when I was like probably like 4 or 5 years old, I had like this like sensory thing where I like wouldn't wear pants. So I like only wore dresses for a long time, a year at least. Because I was like, I can't have the fabric on my skin or I will explode.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that's like kind of interesting. And then in like, I would say like elementary school and middle school, I was like super dykey. Cut all my hair off, which was like a big thing. My mom like really didn't want me to. And so she was like, you can get a bob. Like you can get a bob and then we'll talk about it. So I got a bob. I had the bob for a while and I was like, cut my hair off. No! And so then I had my little pixie cut. I mean, I was a sporty kid. I was like, I did theater, like, but I was very much so like very Troy Bolton vibes. Like I was like half the time doing sports, half the time doing theater. I played like every sport that you could list. If you listed a sport, I'd be like, yes, I played that.
Lacrosse.
I did play lacrosse.
Soccer.
I played, obviously, everyone played soccer. I'm like literally any sport. Like, I was on a snowboarding team.
Oh my God.
I have my black belt in Taekwondo. What else did I play? I played baseball and softball.
Wow.
I played basketball. I played volleyball. I never played football.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let's
Tennis.
start a league. Let's start
Tennis.
a league.
I played tennis. I'm like, I can keep going. And then once like I was in high school and I was in this more like femme mode and I was like doing more theater stuff, I was like, I guess like this is what I'm going to be doing now, because now it's like, oh, you're going to go to college. What are you going to go to college for? And I was like, not sports. That's so much effort. Oh my God. I'll just do theater where the acceptance rate's like 5%. Idiot. Whatever. So that worked out fine. Yeah, I definitely had my like Troy Bolton moment. It's just interesting because I'm like, had I not, I'd like wonder if I had like stayed in the sports vibes, had I like embraced my butchness like earlier or like held on to it post childhood.
Whoa. Yeah.
I don't know. To say I have this like very vivid memory of my childhood best friend who like grew tits like super early. She used to always make fun of me because I didn't have boobs. So I was like, wait, I want that, I think. Like, I don't know, because you're making fun of me for it.
Yes.
So I think I'm supposed to want that. And like in retrospect, did I want that? No.
Yeah. You just wanted to succeed. Successful femme.
I wanted to be successful and I wanted to not be made fun of.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, of course, like if you're making fun of me for this, then I'm like, wait, I'm supposed to have this. I want this, which is like interesting because now I'm like, I don't want this. I got it. I don't want it. Take it back. Take it back.
Yeah. Return.
Sender. Return. Yeah, I think that was like kind of like a pivotal shift where I was like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to be a certain way. My body's supposed to look a certain way. Like,
yeah.
And in that, when it wasn't looking that way, I'm going to dress in a way to play up the way that it is supposed to look.
Yeah.
Which was the like succeeding at being a femme.
Yeah.
Even if like I had things that were like working against it, like being fat or being gay. If I'm gay and I'm fat, I'm just going to be really, really good at being feminine.
Yes. This is something that I can control, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll just do it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've touched on this a little bit, but if you think about the future of modeling, what do you see?
I don't know. I just want to see more fat people.
Yeah.
Because I think that we're at this point where like trans models are out here like booking. They really are. A lot of them are stealth, so like you wouldn't know. But like,
yeah, trans
models are out here booking. Androgynous models are out here booking. Like, but they're all straight size. They're all fucking size 2 or 0.
Wow.
I want to see like diversity in the plus size sector.
Wow. Yeah.
And, like,
sector.
I know. I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm like, I just need to. I mean, and like for selfish reasons, I want to see it. But like, Also because, like, I want little fat kids to know that they don't have to be femme. They don't have to be this certain way to, like, be desired. You know, you can, like, be cool and present however you want to present.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting that with other parts of the industry. But plus size is always just so behind because it's always such an afterthought. It goes in waves, right? So, like, even now, like, clothes are standardizing up to 3X, but, like, that's not how high sizes go.
Yeah.
I wear, like, a 4X. Okay, like, we're standardizing these things, but we're taking so much time. The longer you take, people are out here dying. Like, people are, like, very sad and killing themselves over this stuff. Like, it's very serious. And I'm like, okay, like, we can all just make the decision to, like, update our shit.
Yeah.
Or we can wait and let people be sad.
Yeah, totally.
But let's just update it.
Why wait?
What's the wait? What?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I understand, like, for, like, what I can do in the meantime, right? Like, I can't model for brands that don't carry my size. At a certain point, there's just such, like, a strict barrier to that, like, representation.
Yeah.
That I'm like, even people who work for these companies who maybe want that representation can't do it until the decision is made to expand their sizes.
Yes.
Right? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Personally.
Definitely.
Also, more people with tattoos.
Ooh.
Like, more just, like, cool people.
Yeah. And not, like, having people's tattoos covered.
Yeah, like, I just want to see more, like, authenticity.
Whoa, yeah.
Especially in the queer representation. Because I think that, like, even in, like, the androgyny that we do see, it's still very, like, buttoned up.
Yeah. What do you think, like, fat liberation looks like in a transmasc space? Is there more work to be done there? What is it?
Yeah. So much work to be done. So much work to be done. The transmascs are some of the worst at it, I'd say. Unfortunately, because I think that, like, when we think of traditional masculine bodies, right, we think of, like, this, like, straight, hard lines and
no hips, no curves. Absolutely.
No
yes.
That is something that I think that, like, we all have internalized. And in that, we get really angry when we see people, not me, but I'm like, other people get really angry at me for, like, having curves and being like, I'm transmasc.
Yes.
Like, people will look at me and be like, but where's the mask? And I'm like, the mask is in your brain, bitch.
Yes.
You're literally trans. Like, you should understand this.
Oh my God. Like, yes.
I do not look like a cis man because I'm not a cis man. So, like, what are you looking for? I'm so confused.
Yes. I have a lot of friends recently who are getting breast reduction, and that's something that's coming up for them, is people are kind of being like, oh, so you're not all the way masculine, or you know, there's no middle ground. It's either like completely flat or you're still feminine, and it's like, what? No,
because I think it's this assumption that, like, cis men don't have curves, but I'm like, have you ever seen a fat cis man? Like, I'm sorry, have you ever looked at Jack Black?
Yeah.
That man has titties. That man has beautiful titties, and, like, we should all want to suck on him.
Yeah.
Hello? Like, what the fuck? Why are we, like, out here trying to homogenize our experience when, like, that's not how bodies look?
Yes, and that's, like, the gift we've been given as being gay.
And being gay,
we're
being
not
trans. Literally, and it's, like, it's such a shame because I feel like every transmasc person that I follow online at some point goes on their fitness journey to, like, get ripped and, like, lose their, like, curves, or they just, like, shit talk themselves about their hips all the time.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, that's like an automatic unfollow for me.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's not okay. Like, you are fat shaming yourself. Like, whether or not you see it that way, you're fat shaming yourself and also other transmasc people who don't look like that. Definitely. I mean, this started as a joke, although I completely meant it, but I started referring to myself as, like, masculine fertile, because there's like which people think I mean, like, breeding. I'm like, no, bitch, like, I'm just kind of like, I'm welcoming, I'm soft, there are parts of my body. That's, like, a thing for me when it comes to, like, accepting my natural body and not my, like, hyper worked out dysphoria. Yeah, there is a world where dysphoria doesn't exist for me anymore, and that involves, like, really dismantling some shit that I have really internalized. Yeah, definitely. Dang, like, we just are so accustomed to, like, not believing in the like truth of biodiversity. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you ever look outside? Like, some fucking squirrels are fat and some are skinny, and some have a big badonkadonk and some don't. You still don't know what gender a squirrel is when you look at it. I don't, at least. I don't see a squirrel with a fat ass and go, that's a woman.
Yeah.
Hello? Like, what am I, a fucking furry? Like, relax. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, that's just me. That's just how I allow myself to sleep at night. That makes me feel better. But I just think it's true. I'm like, dang, we should all just pretend that we're squirrels.
Yeah.
I don't know. At a certain point, I'm like, literally, like, why is every trans masc out here on their fitness journey? I don't need it.
Yeah, definitely.
Just keep it to yourself.
Baby.
If you need
just
it,
take a nap.
take a nap. I don't know. Like, it's not.
Body
I understand. Like, if it makes them feel better, it makes them feel better. But I do think it just perpetuates this, like, idea. Because then you get all the before and after pictures, which are like, oh, it's not about being fat, it's about my muscle. And I'm like, no, but it is about being fat.
Yeah.
Even if you weren't fat before, it's still about being fat.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, definitely.
I don't know. It's such a particular issue with trans masc folks that I'm like, I wish that we could like talk about it more, but people are just so sensitive because of like talking about like dysphoria and these things that are like very real, and like I experience them too. And so I'm like, who am I to be like, you're wrong for the way that you're coping?
Definitely.
But also, I can only speak from like a liberationist lens that is like, you are causing harm.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be this way. I just feel a gentleness in myself around my own. Like when I feel like a failure, I'm like, this feels familiar. This is a groove that I fall in, that I punish myself with. How can I not continue that? But yeah, I started tea and I was like, cool, I'm not super ripped. I look very much the same. I just have a happy trail. Like, I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. Like, oh, did I not do it right? But no, yeah, again.
Always. That's always the question.
I absolutely love imagining Jordan, like young Jordan, with like a fuck ass bob. I think the fuck ass bob thing is so stupid, but I think
it is
it's
a trans
so
rite of passage to ask for a short haircut and your parents give you a bob.
So fucking
funny. Also, I feel like you wouldn't know it, but we recorded that like a year and a half ago. That was like a little while ago.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like despite this being like a couple years ago now, or a year and a half ago, I feel like everything that Jordan said about the intersection of the medical system, fatness, disability, and transness is still like so relevant. You know, it feels like there's this intersection where like trans folks aren't believed, disabled folks aren't believed, like, and fat folks aren't believed about like their own bodies. And I'm even thinking about, we're now in the time of like boosters, and I get to get my boosters faster because I'm overweight.
Oh my God.
These things are all so intersecting.
Wow.
And the medical system is like intersects in so many like evil ways to like hurt trans, like disabled and fat people. And so that's something that I'm kind of thinking about from their interview that feels still like so relevant, you know?
Yeah. And just how they talked about interacting with even just medical spaces and just having to like wait and be like, no, I won't leave for the fourth time in a row. Something is going on. I'm sure now with the spike, a lot of that is going on. COVID's back in a real way. And so different things are getting kind of backlogged. And when I went to go like make my blood testing appointment for my T levels, which is like a whole other thing, like they just stopped giving me tea because they're like, oh, you need to like get your levels checked. I was like, oh, okay. But it's like for fucking November. Luckily, I have enough to like get until then because I'm like a scary little prepper. So I'm a freaky little prepper. And so I have stockpiles of testosterone in my bathroom. But yeah.
You're a prepper. You're ready.
A freaky little prepper.
You're ready.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you. I really don't.
Amen.
You know, all of this and like the things that Jordan has been saying is really making me think right now about with these COVID spikes, COVID never really went away. It's like still here. And also just like how fucked it must be for like disabled folks that like everyone is just like done masking now. Even for non-disabled folks, I've had COVID twice and like, you know, we don't know the long-term effects of COVID like far out into the future. And I think I just had a moment of realization for myself that like, I'm not trying to have my brain be scrambled eggs.
Any more than it already is.
First of all, obviously, queer, disabled, fat folks exist. People who exist at all of those intersections exist. But also, I think, like, you know, if you're not a disabled person and you want to keep other queer folks safe, I feel like, you know, maybe it'd be a good idea to, like, think about, you know, your COVID practices again, like maybe masking. I will say wearing a mask in the club, not as bad as you would think.
Yes.
Not as bad as you would think. You know, me and my boo, we wear masks in the club and just kind of like, you know, we can't kiss. So we just kind of, you know, like move together a little bit. It's kind of fun. So I don't know. I guess I would think about like the ways that as queer folks, we can be there for our disabled. I almost said brothers and sisters, which is fucking hilarious. Our disabled brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Men and women only.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Gender Spiral is an original podcast from Audiation. This episode was mixed by Matt Noble, and music is composed by Chanel Critchlow, with art by Joey Hahn and graphics by Honey Hodges. This show is executive produced by Ireland Meacham, myself, Babette Thomas, my co-host Allie Beardsley, and Sandy Smullins, with additional story editing from me.
Thank you so much to our guest, Jordan Underwood. Their Instagram is linked in the show notes. If you like the show, please head over to patreon.com/genderspiralpodcast to support us for $2 a month, or subscribe to a higher tier for bonus content, special monthly postcards, and even free tote bags.
You can also check us out at genderspiralpod.com, where you'll find a link to leave us a voicemail to ask us questions, tell us who you want to hear from, and what you want to hear about on the show. And follow us on Instagram. It's at Gender Spiral. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast to stay tuned. We're releasing a brand new episode every single week this summer.
Tune in next week to Gender Spiral,
where you never have to spiral alone.
Audiation.